Okay, so you've learned a chord and let's say you're playing C and it doesn't sound right. And when a string doesn't sound right when you play it, it's called dead. It's a dead string and you need to make it sound pretty. All of the strings have to make a noise, a pretty noise, a full noise when you're playing chords. You can't have your first string make a noise and then your second string not. So when you're practicing your chords, put your chord on and go from the top. When you're strumming, go from the top and pluck every single string. Every one of them should make a sound, a pretty sound. And if you do not have every one of them making a pretty sound, it's because there are several reasons. You could be not pushing hard enough. You could just be not pushing it all the way down. So you really have to push on those strings. You're using the very tips of your finger. See where I have lines on my fingers? That is where your strings should be. You're on C. Okay, and so you're pushing hard. And if you're still making a funny noise, then you might be touching another string that you're not supposed to be touching. So let's say this string is supposed to be open, but it's making a dead sound. And that's because this finger is touching more than one string, and it only is allowed to touch one string. So make it stand up nice and tall. Most commonly this is found down here with this finger or this finger, because this finger sometimes wants to lay down, and then you have the string underneath it being touched when it needs to be open. So you have all your strings making the right noise. So to fix it, go through, pluck every single string, check your fingers, make sure that each one of them is only touching the strings you're supposed to be touching, wiggle them back and forth. If you're still having trouble, put your fingers on one at a time. Pluck the string that finger is supposed to be touching. Pluck the ones around it. Make sure that it's only doing its job. Then add your next finger and do the same thing. Make sure that it's only doing its job. And then add your third finger. So then you'll know which finger is the culprit.